Okay, first the parts, we call this the deck box. We'll refer to this as the deck box, the transducer and connector, and then the release, which should be in the water. So with the deck box, just open up the deck box. You want to take the transducer, for this case we'll put it right here. Anytime you're working with it out of the water, you want to put the transducer as close to the transducer on the release as possible. And then we'll connect the connector. The connector is this 3-pin connector. Should have thread in contacts. Plugs into the side. This connector on the box. This box is powered by 9-volt batteries on the back side. There should be the batteries are fresh when we sent it to you, so it should be in good shape. In some rare case, this could be removed and check that they're connected if it's not working. Switch it on. It chirps when it comes on, and has kind of like a little welcome screen. The first thing we're going to do, we have 3 codes for the releases. We have an enable code, a release code, and a disable code that is unique to the release. To enter a code, we'll go to the command button, and it'll say command type. The default is correct, so we just press enter. Say power level, it'll say high, that's correct, we'll just press enter. And now it gives a blank blinking command line to enter the code. In this case, we'll enter the enable command so that then we can range to it. In this case, it's 3, 3, 6, 1, 4, 1. Just check that it's the right code before you press enter. We press enter. That's the transducer chirping away. There's 2 parts to the chirp. Now what we're hearing is the reply from the release. I could take this away and I'm still hearing the reply from the release, this part. So it chirps, I think, 7 times, just to let you know that it's awake. I think that's because in this particular one, it's 7 times when it's horizontal and 15 times when it's vertical. So if you're in the water, doing this on the water, it'll probably chirp 15 times. So the next thing is go back to press the command prompt, the command button, press clear. Oh, actually what we'll want to do is range to it first. So let me back up. Go to range button. The default is 12, that's correct. Just press enter. Beeper on, yes, that's correct. Just press enter. Transmit frequency, 11 kHz, that's correct. Just press enter. And now it's just waiting for you to press enter to range to it. When you press the range button, it will just chirp once, and then it will report back the actual range. And you can continue to press the enter button, and it will continue to chirp and range. So I'll just do that a couple times. Range, and give me a range. In this case, it's saying 24 meters, which is not correct because we're in air, but if you're in the water, this should give you a reading that's close to the water depth if you're right over the side. So range a handful of times and make sure that the value that you're seeing in the range is kind of consistent and matches up with about the water's depth. If that's the case, you can move on to releasing the instrument. Go to the command button again. All the defaults again, so enter, enter. Now it's ready for the actual release code. I'll enter the release code. 3, 3, 4, 5, 6, 0. Now press enter and you'll have the 2 cycles of the chirping from the transducer. That's the first part. That's the second part. The release is actually popping out now. This is winding out. It'll fall off here in a second. It's replying to us too. Every time that rotates once, it replies. So we're getting these blocks on the display as it's rotating. It's done. If it's done that, if you've got the reply, it should be on its way to the surface. So you can go back to, just press clear, and then go to range. And again, default, so we're going to go enter, enter, enter. That gets us to range. So now you just would do again range to it. And if you wait a couple seconds in between each range, you should see that the ranges that are displayed are decreasing as long as you're kind of not getting blown off site. They should be decreasing. Not super fast, but you'll see a couple of meters difference in between each range. Okay, so now you wait. Like usual, it's going to be 10 or 15 minutes before it shows up on the surface. You could continue to range to it as it comes up. If you needed to, once it's on the surface, you could range to it as well. Once you have the instrument in sight on the surface, it's easiest at that point to go back to the command prompt. So, a command button, enter, enter, gets me a command prompt. I'm going to disable, if I see it on the surface, I'm going to disable the release so it's not chirping away later. So I enter the disable command. Enter. Now it's replying to us, confirming that it got the command and that it's going to be disabled. If you don't do this while it's in the water, you could, once the instrument's on board, you could do this the same way. You could put the transducer next to the release and enter the disable command, and that would serve as the same purpose. Once it's on the surface, you could go ahead and turn the box off and disconnect the transducer. That's it.